The church is meant to be a safe space, but at this point, I think it's the direct opposite. Now, I want you to watch this video and listen to the heartbreaking story of this young lady. Please do not scroll.
Raped by a pastor in Redeemed Christian Church of God. He used one of my wrappers to tie my hand to the back, then used a cloth to cover my mouth. The only thing they said to me was, he's not the first person that will do that, and he will never be the last person.
The church is meant to bring you closer to Christ, but what happens when it does the exact opposite? She wants sat across from me, not as a victim, but as a fighter, sharing the story of how it all unfolded.
This particular guy, I'll call him a guy, but now he's now married, has a child, and so he will look at me and be like, this girl, because whenever we are talking, maybe he was passing by and he saw me talking, be like, like this girl is outspoken, the way I talk and everything. So he always tell me I should come to church, and he's attending a church, and I was like, okay, no problem. And the church was an Anglican church then. So when I get there, I was just being observant, and I was looking at them. Later, I just asked a question that, is there any place that I can stay in the church? The guy said yes, that the vicar, because the Anglican church always have a place for their reverends or their pastors to come and stay. So I told them that this is how I've been living. I'm living with my mom and my stepfather. After that, so before moving in with them, when we talked, they were like, the man and the wife were like, no, you are going to be great in life, me looking at you and everything like that. So they asked me to call my mom. I called my mom. They talked with my mom. They said the same thing to my mom, that she just allowed them to groom me and mentor me.
The Anglican,
yes, the Anglican people, yes.
Okay.
So I started living with them. I was careful and everything. So there's this particular day, they have two sons, but none of them lives with us, but they do come to church every Sunday. So there's this blessed Sunday that the women, after the whole church of it, they were having meeting. So I was like, well, let me just go home. So when his son now came, he knocked on my room. I should come and give him food. So I was warming his food, wanted to put it in a plate. When he now told me that, no, I shouldn't put it in a plate, that I should pack it for him, that he's taking it to his own house. Okay. I said, okay. So what I noticed was he was just going and coming back. While I was dishing the food, he went outside to the main gate, because I was hearing his voice. Maybe he was calling his dad, I don't know. So he now came back inside the kitchen. That was when he was like, was acting funny. And he started, even the plate I was holding, because I've already packed it in a ceramic plate for him already. The plate got broken. And that was how we started dragging inside the room, and inside the whole kitchen, from the kitchen to my room. And that was when the whole thing started. He started beating me, he was telling me. And the least he did was, he used one of my wrappers to tie my hand to the back. Then used a cloth to cover my mouth. Then he had kind of knowledge of me and everything like that. So
how old were you when this happened?
I was just 16 years old. So after the whole thing, so he just told me that I should not tell anybody that he's going now. So I left the whole thing like that, like the whole place, out the whole house, from the kitchen to the room, how everything was messy. I left it there. The only thing I just did was I just put on my gown. So I went to the church. Getting to the church, they were still having a meeting. So, but I didn't head into the church. So I sat down. So where I was sitting down, that was when this guy, it was still a Sunday morning, and this guy that brought me to the church was living in the street. So I went to his house. I tell him, and he was like, what, why, how? So getting back home, we had to break the news to them. The first thing this wife said was, she said it in Yoruba. I don't know if I can say that.
You can say it in Yoruba.
Ofati ba mi o, what's wrong? Wow, like that was when the next thing she said, she was like, oh, and Holy Spirit showed her this morning before leaving home that I was just about to rape her husband. And this man then, the Reverend, was 65 years old, if I'm very correct. That was when she said, no, that I'm possessive. Like I have this kind of evil spirit in me.
They talk about the son at all, and
they've not even mentioned the son at all. The thing happened on Sunday, and we broke it to them on Sunday. So we had a vigil on Friday that following week, and after the vigil, they just told me that I should leave, the house. I just said, okay, thank you, ma. I went to my grandma's place to stay. So getting to my grandma's place, someone that just gave her life to Christ and still fighting it. So I was like, I should look for a church. So that was when I saw this Redeemed Church. Getting to the Redeemed Church, they had a vigil. So it was through the vigil I came, and one pastor came to me, started seeing vision. You are this, you are that.
He was seeing vision for you.
Yes, that was how the whole thing happened. That I came to the church on Sunday. Coming to the church on Sunday, they called first timer, and maybe because the pastor that spoke to me at the vigil, he was invited. Maybe he has already talked to the pastors. I don't know. So they called me, some elders, like 3 of them, plus the pastor. So they handed me over to this pastor that anything I need, I will be the one to mentor me and everything. So they started jam-packing me with spiritual activities, that I should do this, I should join this, I should be prayer warrior. And
At that point, this Redeemed Church, did they have like knowledge of what happened in the past church that you attended?
Yes, because I later discussed it with them at that same spot. So this fateful day, this man called me on phone and told me that we're having a vigil and the meeting point is at the church. He told me that the reason why he's calling me was because they've already had a meeting. They had a meeting and they were like, this sister does not have money or financial assistance, that he will be the one to take me there. So around 8, I flashed him. He called back. I told him that, sir, I'm already on my way. He said I shouldn't come to the church, that I should come to another place. He gave me an address. And that address he gave me, there was also a Redeemed Church there also. So within myself, I was like, maybe it's that Redeemed Church we are holding.
The vigil would be happening.
The vigil will be happening and everything. Getting there, we enter a compound house. I was like, sir, is this where the vigil was going to take me? He said no, that he quickly wants to branch and take his breath and everything. He said, okay. So when we get inside, he offered me a drink, food. I said, I'm okay, I'm fine. We prayed like normal people will.
What time was this?
And this time was just around to 9, if I'm not mistaken. I was observant about the area and everything. There was light, because I knew it's not everybody that will own generator at that point. There was light. When we entered the compound, there was light. So when we got inside, it was just going, coming, was restless. Later, I just see him that he went out, he on the generator, and that generator was making a hell of noise. Like you can practically hear that gen noise from outside if you enter that compound. So he just went inside. That was when he came. He first came to me, was like, sister, come inside now. I said, no, sir, I'm fine. So when he see the firmness in my voice, that I said, no, I'm fine. That was when a slap first landed on my face. He said, I've been telling you all this, why you think did you think I did not know what I'm doing, or did you want to tell me that you did not understand? Are you some kind of a virgin that you are doing like, or do you think because you are in church now you are now a saint? I'm still trying to understand what is still going on. So that means there was no vigil at the first place. You made this up. That was when he started he beats me. He beats hell out of me that night, and later he did it because we dragged it. I actually dragged it with him. This man took me early in the morning and went to go and drop me in the church. So when I get there, I saw this. We have a vulcanizer at our church. So I waited for him to come back. So I borrowed his phone. I called one of our youth pastors. So when I called him, I told him this and this just happened. They said, okay, they will do something about it. So that Sunday, it was a Friday, so that Sunday, I didn't come to church that Sunday. They called me. So when I came, after the church service, I came after church service. We got to the pastor's rooms upstairs. So everybody was sitting down and they were discussing. I think they've discussed before I came in. So when I came in, I sat down, and the first question they asked me was I his girlfriend?
The first question they asked you after
was the first
their
question.
pastor raped you was...
That was the question. They asked me that, was I his girlfriend?
Okay.
And I told them that, didn't you all knew his fiancé? I look like his fiancé. They're like, I shouldn't talk rudely to anybody, that they understand what happened. That I should put my emotion aside. I left angrily, like that. In the midst, I just stood up and left. That day in the evening, this man called me with another number and tell me that, have I seen what happened? That no matter what, I'll be the one to be at the shameful side. That I'll be the one that will be embarrassed. So that was how the whole issue went. And that was how I stopped going to church since that year.
I think that the direct opposite is happening in churches now. I pity for this young lady, or wherever she is and wherever she is. I pity for her.